Hey, this is Trader Travis. I am just coming back from our summer break, and so I wanted to fire up my computer, record a video. I haven't recorded a video in a while, and start off with my market analysis for August 29th, 2017. So historically, the summer is generally bad. I don't want to say bad. The stock market generally doesn't perform that well during the summer. Historically, it's not one of those set in stone type of things. It's kind of one of those things just to be mindful of. And so this summer proved to kind of be business as usual. You can see that the market went up for a little bit. Actually, we come back here, we can start at June. Market started going down, went up a little bit, and then went back down. So it pretty much is almost exactly where it started back in June, price-wise. A lot of action, but it really didn't go anywhere. And if we look at where it's fallen from its price high on August 7th. That's the highest the S&P 500 has ever been. It's down roughly about 1%, give or take. So that's not that bad. It's just normal price movement, normal pullback. Stocks just don't go straight up or straight down. We all know that until we actually are invested in the stocks, and then we freak out when they go down. But you can kind of look at the S&P. This 1 year chart here. It's gone up in 1 year, but did it go straight up? No, it had some really pullbacks here, go up, pull back. That's how stocks behave. And I keep, drilling that in because I swear people forget that when they get into trades and they start getting all ticked off when they lose money. I'm like, well, you're going to lose money. That's the reality of the market. It just doesn't go straight up or straight down. It goes up or down in a kind of a zigzag fashion. So you have to be prepared for those zigzags. And here's how we prepare. So what I prepared and what I did is, well, when the market started pulling back, I go into, it's what I call a transition period, transitioning from up to down or down to up. I go into standby mode, which means I'm not actively looking for any new trades. And I use that as my break, my vacation, and I start working on personal development, loving on my family more, reading books. I move forward in other non-financial ways in my life. And so when I sent out an email recently saying that, I received what I call a Nastygram from Loserville. I didn't even think the comment was worthy enough to even put on a PowerPoint, so it's just here on Word. And the person said, nothing new here that I haven't already seen. Anyone that says they can't make money when the markets go down obviously doesn't know how to play. And, I was really struggling and battling with my flesh because generally I always have some kind of snarky, passive-aggressive comment to reply back. But I was like, all right, Travis, I'm promising myself to try to take the high road. I'm like, what would my mentors do? They wouldn't be snarky like me, but to me, it's fun, and that's the problem. It's fun, but it's not productive for my life. So I will say this, I was sad for this individual. And I remember my mentor, he used to always have an uncanny ability to be able to predict someone's net worth or roundabout, give or take. And now I'm on the other side of wealth. I can see why he did it. People who are broke, people who are struggling financially, they just have a certain way of thinking or talking. So you can spot it a mile away. And so, anybody who's ever, and if you ever accumulated more than six figures to your name, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know that there is nothing new under the sun. Anybody who says nothing new here that I haven't already seen, that's somebody looking for secrets, not solutions. People looking for secrets are usually broke, trying to think there's some secret to create wealth. Anybody who's actually created wealth, six figures or more, know that there's no secret to how they did it, just basic, simple principles. There is nothing new. It's just all old stuff rehashed, said over and over again in different ways. So I know this person does not have wealth because they wouldn't make a comment like that. But let's assume this person does have wealth and I'm wrong, okay? I don't think I am, but let's assume I am. And let's tackle the second half. Anyone that says they can't make money when the markets go down obviously doesn't know how to play. So that's what I call taking somebody's comments out of context, because I didn't say I don't know how to make money when the markets go down. Actually, that's my best skill is, preserving wealth when markets go down. What I said was I am in standby mode. I'm not actively looking for any more trades. I'm using this transition period in the market to take a break. And what saddened me is that I obviously, based on what this person is saying, I know they're not a successful trader because the successful traders I know that one of the biggest secrets to trading success is trading what you see, not what you think you're going to see. Said another way is I am dancing with the market. The market is my dance partner. I'm going with the flow. Because any successful, I guess you would say, not maybe a successful trader, but a successful trend trader. I'll correct what I said earlier. The biggest secrets to success for trend traders is that we make the most money by simply aligning ourselves with what the market is actually doing. So we can look here. Let's look at year to date and see what the market has done. In 2017, the market has gone straight up in 2017. So most of my trades have been bullish. Yes, the market, is eventually going to crash. It doesn't make sense that it's been going up for like 8 years since the last bottom of the bear market, but so what? It's been going up. So most of my trades have been bullish. But what happens when the market has these transition periods? And you can see I drew a trend line here during the last transition period in July, to see when it's over. And here's a little neat trick I learned a while back to help me draw my trend lines. I changed them to line charts. Line charts just only report the closing price of stocks. And I draw my trend lines along the price highs or lows, depending on what trend line I'm trying to draw. And so if we just draw here, you can clearly see here, look at these trend lines. And this is what people say, technical analysis, voodoo, and all this other stuff. I'm like, let those losers think what they want to think. I don't have to convince you of anything. You can look here. Can you clearly see by drawing this trend line when prices broke their prevailing trend, whether it's a short-term or long-term trend? The long-term trend is up, but you have these minor trends. Can you clearly see from this little trend line I just drew when this minor pullback ended and when this trend line was broken? And what happened after it broke? It pulled back and tested this line of support. It was resistance. Resistance is a price area, not this line I drew, but a price area where prices have trouble proceeding past. It was a descending line of resistance. It broke resistance. Resistance then becomes support. Sometimes prices will pull back and test that level and move higher. You see the same thing here, and I'm drawing a line here to see when prices will, or if they break this trend line, or this could be the beginning of a bear market. We don't know. That's the key point there. I don't know, and I don't pretend to know. People who predict and want to predict things, and when they are wrong and they lose money, they know how painful that is, and they know how stupid you feel. I stopped predicting a long time ago. I trade what I see. And what I see is a market that was going up, and now it's decided to go down. So guess what? I decide to go down with it. I decide to go down, and my way of going down is I'm not placing any more trades. I am a trend trader. The prevailing trend is up, so that's the way I'm trading. The market right now is a temporary pullback, but the prevailing trend is up. So right now it's showing me it's not a good time to really trade bullishly because the market is going down. Now, when the prevailing trend transitions to downward like it did in 2007, 2009, that's where I would start trading bearishly. I will start trading bearish stocks. So yes, I make a lot of money when markets go down. You actually make more money. But why do I do it this way? And that's what this person doesn't get. And I know they don't get that because they wouldn't have made this comment. The secret number 2 to trend traders is they know this truth that took me 10 years to learn. And a side note there, I learned it right away from a millionaire. He taught me from the get-go. He said this: 75 to 85% of all stocks will follow the direction of the general market. What that means is it doesn't matter what stock you pick. Whatever the S&P, Dow, or NASDAQ is doing, that stock, 75 to 85% of all stocks will be doing the exact same thing. So it makes more sense, and it's much more smarter to align with the general market. Because if I find one stock that is, right now the general market is going up. But what if I find a stock just going down? I'm like, ooh, I can make money when stocks go down. Well, eventually the pull of the general market may affect that stock, and that stock might actually start going up on me. And I've traded that as, what they call, I'm having a brain fart here. I can't even remember what it's called. It tells you I don't trade that way. Yeah, forget it. It'll come to me probably randomly as I'm talking. But anyway, so what I have found is that I use this to an advantage. Think of the S&P Dow Nasdaq like a big giant river flowing. Do you want to swim against the tide, or do you want to float with the tide? I went down floating down the Guadalupe River when I was in the Army, and it was much easier just throwing in your raft and just floating down river with the tide, versus when the beer cooler got away, one of us had to swim upstream to get it, or it went off to the side or something like that. All I remember is was the person who was designated to swim upstream to go get it because it got away from us, and it was a lot harder going against the tide. Same thing with the market. Yes, you can make money trading against the market, but I have found I make the most money, and it's a lot easier going with the flow of the market, which means when the prevailing trend, the upward trend, continues, when this trend line is broken and the market goes back up, that's where I will start looking for trades again. And the key there too, secret number 3, has 3 secrets. All right, let me recap real quick before I teach secret number 3. Now, I'm saying secret because we're all suckers for secrets, but as I said before, it's no secret. Secret number 1, we trade what we see, not what we're going to see. Secret number 2 that people who fail at this don't understand is that 75 to 85% of all stocks follow the direction of the general market. They will trade in the same direction. And secret number 3, the best time to enter trades are what I call ideal entries. You can enter at any time, a random entry, buy and hold, dollar cost average, all that. But the best times are what I call ideal entry points, and that is right after a pullback, because you're getting in at a low risk point or a cheap point, however you want to look at it. Low risk meaning that if I get in here, I can quickly see if I'm wrong or not, because the market will continue down. If I'm right, this is a very cheap point. Would you have rather got in here or here? That's what I mean by ideal entry, even for buy and hold investors. For me, I do some buy and hold. I don't buy at all-time new highs. I wait till pullbacks. I wait till stocks are cheaper, and that is where I buy. So I am so glad I got this Nastygram from Loserville, because he gave me content for today's video. So you take care. I hope this video adds some value to your life and gave you some perspective, because I've been trading options for over 15 years, and there's a lot of little things you pick up over the years that can help give you an edge and help you succeed. And I'm doing my best to pass that along to you as well as members of my trading tribe. You take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.